According to Jane McGonigal in one of her talks for TED in 2010, children, and some of us adults too, are constantly saving virtual worlds from catastrophic events. Kids log on their devices, take the role of superheroes, and take on fantastic virtual journeys to save planets, cities, and entire universes. Through trial and error, and a lot of fun in between, they learn, collaborate, and solve all kinds of challenges in order to accomplish something. Games are designed to be challenging, fun, and engaging. Aren't those three elements part of our main goals for children to experience at school? Some experiments showed that gamification of education could help improve student performance because it creates a positive environment for success and it promotes achievement through fun, challenging, and engaging educational activities. In their website, thefuntheory.com, an initiative sponsored by Volkswagen, we were shown a series of gamification examples that were tested in Sweden. By using positive reinforcement and gamification, they were able to accomplish some very positive results in otherwise negative environments. The most interesting example is a speeding ticket camera that instead of only taking pictures of the people who are speeding, it also takes a picture of those who drive under the speed limit. These people then enter a lottery game where they could win the money from those who were speeding. The result was a decrease in speed in that avenue by 22% in only 3 days. Only 2 years after her very successful gamification presentation at TED, Jane McGonigal suffered a severe head trauma. Depression was affecting her during her recovery, and thoughts of suicide were constantly present in her life. She decided to implement game elements to save herself. This later inspired her to share this game with other people around the world. She created Super Better. The game consists of little achievement points, leveling up, and use of power-ups such as drinking a glass of water or taking a walk around the block once a day. It is an interesting approach to a live-action role-playing game that anyone can adopt in their daily lives in order to simply feel better. It has helped patients across the globe recover from depression, terminal diseases, and fighting addiction, amongst other things. Now let's talk about gamification in the classroom. Times Attack is a computer game developed by Babe Brinks. All of the characteristics of a modern game, you can find it here. It has good 3D graphics, a compelling story, difficulty levels, and a playable avatar that represents the player and responds to his or her commands. It is also a math learning program for children from 2nd to 5th grade. This particular game has been implemented in some school districts and the results have been recorded and studied. The most significant statistics of this result is that the bottom quartile of the 35,000 students sampled reached a 94% score on the post-test, meaning an increase of up to 216% in math fluency. Now this chart here is an example of Times Attack results in a case study in J.R. Harris Elementary in Houston. Now the top chart shows the results of the test before playing the game. The bottom chart shows the time spent by each student playing the game. And the middle one, on red, shows the test results after playing the game. So what is gamification? According to gamification expert Yu-Kai Chu, and I quote, "Gamification is the craft of deriving all the fun and addicting elements found in games and applying them to real-world or productive activities." Now this is not only a process of adding badges and leaderboards and rewards into daily life activities. It's more about applying gaming elements that psychologically drive us to do things. In an educational setting, gamification uses fun, challenging, and engaging elements in order to motivate an individual into learning something and accomplishing a goal. What are these elements? According to Wendy Shin-Wan-Yang and Dilip Soman from the University of Toronto, game elements are divided into two main categories: self-elements and social elements. The self-elements of a multiplayer game, which are the fun elements, consist of points, levels, badges, virtual goods, storyline, time restrictions, and aesthetics. They drive us to do things simply because it's enjoyable to do them, simply because it's fun. The social elements of a multiplayer game, challenge and engagement, are leaderboards, virtual goods, interactive cooperation, and storyline. These elements drive us to do and accomplish things in order to attain things, both virtual and or real. These elements force us to work in team settings, in competition settings, or in both. So how do we apply these elements in the classroom? First, we got to consider the audience. We got to analyze the context of the audience. What is fun for them? What can we do from a diversity point of view to appeal to all different cultures and backgrounds? Second is the objectives. What are we going to teach in this particular game? Define the main learning objectives of the game. Math, reading, history, arts. Depending on the subject, our objectives might be different. Other objectives that wouldn't be curriculum specific could be to increase levels of engagement or creativity. Then we're going to design a structure. A gamified version of a curriculum will see our objectives structured into levels of difficulty or milestones. To learn B, you need to be proficient in A. How do we assess proficiency in A? Through the requirements for students to pass or complete the challenges of level A. It is important here that the milestones in level A should be easier to achieve than the ones on level B or C. Then we got to consider the resources. Once we identify our structure, we need to find the resources that we will need to implement. How do we track progress? What could be the currency we use to determine advancement? What are the rules of the game? Do our resources provide an easy way for the teacher to provide feedback? In games, we're always given the chance to try again. Teachers need to ensure their students feel this way and that the system allows failure, feedback, and try again rules. Finally, the application of gamification by using self and social elements. Storylines, rewards, leaderboards is the final product in terms of a game. Epic calling, meaning, accountability to achieve mastery, empowerment elements, unpredictability of a story, and keep engagement and a tangible goal. Gamification of education improves student performance because it creates a positive environment for success and it promotes achievement through fun, challenging, and engaging educational activities. Through fun, we become proactively positive and successful, and through challenges and engagement, we earn achievement. It is very important for us teachers and parents to connect with our children. Games have the power to channel this connection. Games are already changing the lives of billions of people. I invite you to turn on your computers, grab your console controllers, and start having fun with your children, and start looking at the world through their eyes. Let the children show you how to save the world. Thank you.